1874, Alexander Graham Bell discovers the principle of the telephone. He experiments with Thomas Watson to create the first telephone connection. 1877, the first permanent outdoor telephone wire is strung. Commercial telephone service began in the United States. 1894, Oliver Lodge demonstrates wireless communication over a distance of 150 yards. This was the beginning of cell phone technology as we know it. 1915, Bell System completes a U.S. transcontinental telephone line. At this point, everyone in the U.S. was connected to each other. 1946, the first commercial mobile telephone service is put into service, linking moving vehicles or objects to the telephone network by radio. 1953, the laying of transatlantic telephone cables begins. Calls were able to be made to European countries, then eventually the rest of the world. 1960s, video phones become more affordable and practical. 1963, Bell Systems introduces the touch-tone phone. This telephone made a different beep for each number instead of counted clicks for each number, and replaced rotary phones. 1971, Intel Corporation develops the first single-chip microprocessor, the 4004. The microprocessor would make telephones and switching systems smaller, lighter and faster to use. 1972, Motorola demonstrates the cellular telephone to the FCC. People could call each other without wires, and the cell phone was born. 1983, Martin Cooper is credited with developing the first cell phone approved for commercial use. 1985, fax machines become popular. A printed sheet of paper could be sent across telephone lines and received whole on the other end. 1989, Microtac, a pocket cellular telephone, is introduced by Motorola. 1993, the IBM Simon is released and considered the first smartphone. It acted as a mobile phone, PDA, and fax machine all in one. It offered a touch screen, which is the precursor to the Apple iPhone, which would come 14 years later. It sold for $899. 1994, digital cordless phones are introduced. The FCC granted the frequency range of 900 MHz for cordless phones during that time, and it is currently 5.8 GHz. 1997, Philips introduces an early attempt at a digital smartphone. The unit, called the Synergy, provided wireless access to email, internet, and faxes. Mid to late 1990s, cell phone companies strive to make their mobile phone models lighter, faster, slimmer, cheaper. The mobile phone evolves.